funny. I'm a little reticent to talk about the interior things when it comes to running, which is, I guess, slightly ironic because it's like the primary motivator for getting me out to do long distance running. But I think in general, I'm a little, I guess I'm a little private. Also, I think I'm kind of hyper aware that there's like a bit of the woo factor that I'm trying to avoid, where, I mean, to be honest, like the vast majority of the time that I'm running, I'm just kind of fantasizing about food and beer and fantasizing about like not running anymore and getting it over with, or like thinking about relationships that I'm processing through, or my grief around genocide that we're all observing. So don't want to get too high-minded about things, but I guess the thing that is the differentiator when it comes to distance running, for me at least, is that it gives you the space to process through all of that material, and then you're still stuck with, like an hour or two that you can kind of sink into a more when it goes well, at least contemplative experience. Obviously, some of the times it just sucks, and it's just painful, and you're just trying to get through it. But in like the best version of myself, I guess, when I'm running, you eventually sink into something that's a little bit more methodical. And so some of that, for me, has to do with experiencing relationships with my father, who's passed. But a lot of it has to do with kind of meditative process or practice that I started doing probably about 20 years ago as a sitting meditation, but I was always taught that you could do it in any place. And so it's called Tonglen, which literally translates into trading, and it is a process where you visualize a particular person, animal, thing, and you kind of consider their suffering, whether that's physical or existential, emotional, and during your breath, you visualize their pain and suffering as this kind of like dark, viscous thing that you're inhaling, and you're kind of pulling it out from them as you inhale. It's kind of as like a smoky, kind of like oily substance that you're inhaling, and you're bringing that into your body, and you're kind of transfiguring it into kind of light, love, compassion, joy kind of sensation that you're exhaling back out, and you're exhaling it into them in a way. And I was always taught that the practice is both kind of efficacious in the sense that if you're doing it well, if you're good at it, you actually can help somebody else, but also that it's increasing your abundance when it comes to your kind of state of compassion, or your kind of your cornucopia, your quiver of love for other people, right? You're training yourself to be more compassionate while you're doing this practice that is hopefully helping other people. And I've surely fucked it up a bunch of times, in which cases, like I've done the first half but not the second half, so I feel like I've absorbed people's pain and then just like not given them anything back, and also like gotten myself quite sick. But it has the added benefit, especially when you're racing, of just kind of getting your mind off of your own pain and thinking about someone else. And for me, because I'm a wallower, that's quite helpful. Anything I can do to stop fixating on how pissed off I am that I decided to run a marathon or an ultra or whatever, is for the good.